All right, you guys, in this video, I'm going to go over the settings for the ones that are utilizing the perfect entry trading system on TradingView to trade futures. The settings may be a little bit different than if you were trading Forex. So we're going to go over these settings one by one on each tool, not only on each tool, but we also have the Asian session key tool settings. We have the London session key tool settings, and we have the New York session key tool settings. We're going to start with the New York session because the New York session is where all of the money is at, baby. Look at these trades. Look at these beautiful buys on opening bell. The reason why this happens frequently, opening bell in New York's in the Eastern Standard Time is 9:30. Now, depending on where you're at in the world, that may be different in your time zone. Me, it will be 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. This is when these moves start happening. I'm on almost like clockwork. Almost like clockwork. Look at these moves. Buys, buys, buys. Look at and then you have a look at these moves compared to all of this. Look at these moves compared to all of this. Look at these moves. Look at these moves. These moves is what you look for. You don't want to get caught in all this. You don't want to get caught in all of this here. You want this right here. And the tool, the London session key tool on the 5-minute chart is going to get you in the market as soon as it starts moving. Around 10 o'clock, in between 10 and 11, that Eastern Standard Time, it's 1 hour out of 24 hours in a day to where 5 different markets are open at the same time. 5. I believe it's the Australian, the London, the New York session, but the New York session has the New York session, and it has the Chicago session, and it has the LA session. Being that Los Angeles, California is 3 hours behind the East Coast, which means if our banking system opens up at 8 a.m. on the East Coast, and California is still 5 a.m., their banks are still closed. At 8 a.m. in California, it's 10 to 11 a.m. in New York. So when California is opening up their banking system inside of the New York session, it pushes the volume even further. So in between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m., it is the most markets overlapping each other. Therefore, you're getting a lot of volume. It's called opening bell. So instead of forcing ourselves in the market, we simply wake up around 9 o'clock, 9:15. You set up 9:30, 9:25. You get on RTY. You look at it. If you're thinking it's going to buy, put a buy stop. So when it shoots, it activates and puts you directly in profit. Put a sell stop, shoots, activates, puts you directly into profit. Not only just on one pair, it does it everywhere in the market. Let's just scan through so you can see that it does it everywhere. This is gold. Sell. Straight out the zone. Sell. Retest. Sold again. Buy. This is as soon as the market opened. Buy. Came back to the zone. Bought again. This is gold. As soon as the market opened. Bought. Buys. Even though it pulled back for the sell, that's a retest. Double bottom. Bought again. Retest to the zone. Took off. Let's go. Let's go to ES. Let's go to ES. Hold on, give me 1 second, you guys. Give me 1 second, you guys. Yes, beautiful zone, beautiful zones. I mean, outside of the zone. So this is the New York session. This is the only session you need is the New York session. I mean, if you want to be greedy, you can trade other sessions. We're going to pull up the other sessions so you can see how they work well with each other. New York session bell, opening bell is all you need. Futures traders know what I'm talking about. This is what you look for, these moves. You do not want to get stuck in this. It's going to be, this is too much time wasted. You don't want to get stuck and this. You want this. You want this. You don't want this. You want this. You. Give me 1 second. New York session bell is all you need. This is it right here. Not this. This. Not this. This. So you want to pick your fights. You want to pick your battles. You got to know what time to trade. Opening bell. Let's go to another session. London session is very important as well. Let's take off the New York session for a minute. We have now the London session. London session can get you into some good trades as well. Even though this is a sell with short-lived, if you're watching the tool, you have to make sure you're following where the price is. The price is above the zone, you're looking to buy. Price is above the zone, you're looking to buy. Price is above the zone, you're looking to buy. Buy. If it's already buying above the zone and it comes back inside the zone, you buy it out the zone again, right? If it's already selling from the zone, it's sell from the zone. Where do you want to sell? Way down here or sell from the high of the zone? You sell from the high of the zone. It's selling. Where do you want to sell? Way down here or the high of the zone? It's sold again. Do you want to sell it way down here or sell it from the low of the zone for the continuation? You don't want to miss the move. Just wait for the pullback. If it doesn't pull back, you'll just wait for the new zone to be created. Simple, right? So that's the London session zone. That starts at, I believe these settings are set to 3 a.m. You can even put it to 2 if you want to be spicy. I believe ES and NASDAQ is pretty good on 4. ES and RTY, you can do it either on 2 or 3, whatever, however you see fit. These zones are a little too big though on ES. I wouldn't use this stop loss way down here. That's way too much room. ES is very volatile, so let's go ahead and put that at 1 or maybe 2. If you want to give yourself a little bit more room, take profit 1 should be 2. Take profit 2 can be 5. And take profit 3 can be 10. That's for ES and RTY. These are the settings for the, what's this, London session. Now, Asian session, a lot of people say the Asian session is very slow. It is. But the Asian session can still give you a zone. Notice this buy. Out the zone, back into the zone, took off, London session. The buy came, Asian session. Took off, London session, New York session. The buy came, Asian session. Let's pull them up so you can see. Here's a buy, New York session. Here's a buy, London session. You got in early from way back here, right? So the New York session, London session, and the Asian session can play a role in each other's confirmation. But the Asian session is the slowest session, but it still can give you a great entry. Look at this buy. It might have took a while. It took all day, but you got in early. You didn't get in late. Like the New York session started to buy way up here. The Asian session started to buy early. So the trade may take a while. If you're trading a lot of people, they may not be able to get up on the opening bell, or they may be at work or things of that nature. Asian session around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you can get in the trade early. Now, does it work like this all of the time where it steps up? It doesn't. Sometimes the Asian session might give you a buy, and then the London session or the New York session might give you a sell. See if we can find a good example. Here goes one right here. Asian session gave the buy, finally gave the buy, and then the New York session gave the sell. But look, this is what you guys have to pay attention to. This is why all of these zones play a factor with each other as support and resistance, right? So you got the buy, you're out the zone. Even though you got the sell, this sell hit you take profit 1. It was short-lived, but it still hit take profit 1 for 10 points, right? But we came above the zone. We're above the zone. We broke above the zone, retested the top of the zone. Now we have the New York session zone. Guess where it sold to? The bottom of your New York session zone and stopped. Why do you think it stopped? These zones are very important. Why do you think it sold from here and then it stopped right here? It didn't come down and do a double bottom and stop from price pattern or price action. It stopped at the bottom of the zone. Why? These zones are very important. So when you put them all together, Asian session, after the Asian session, then you have the London session. Then after the London session, you have the New York session. This is the end of the day. This is 5 p.m. Eastern, and then it starts over. Asian session, buy, retest the high. London session, buy, retest the high, took off. New York session, buy, retest the bottom, buy, retest the bottom, starts all over again. Asian session, buy, retest the high. London session, still in the zone. Then New York session, buy, retest the high of the London, retest the high of London, and it took off. Notice you could have been buying from down here and holding it from way back here. That is a huge move on ES. If you had just held this trade for a week, all this week, at least 3 days. Ooh, Lord have mercy. 1, 2, 3, just these 3 days right here from the buy. 440 points. 440 points. Sheesh. 400. And I believe NASDAQ is 1250. What's 4? What is it? 444 times 1250. That's $5,500 right there. $5,500. It's a huge move. 3 days. Beautiful thing, utilizing the tool. So if you got buys, you're just following. If it's stair stepping, you're waiting for the retest. If you didn't get in, as soon as it breaks, you don't want to get in all the way up here because you're going to get caught in a pullback and it's going to look nasty. You wait for the pullback. If it stops at the zone and starts re-breaking, get back in the trade. Get back in the trade. Tap, retest, 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 all the way up. Now, a way to confirm the trade is our entry optimizer. The entry optimizer can be used standalone as well. I like breaks of the zone, but the entry optimizer can be used by itself. Beautiful buy. As long as it's in the green, we're in buyer's territory. We don't get out the trade until it starts to be seller's territory. So if you catch this buy for the small pullback, but then it continues to run for days. You're in green, you're in buyer's territory. If you're in red, you're in seller's territory. Now you want to kind of play with the settings a little bit. You don't want too many fake outs and things of that nature, but the entry optimizer can be used as a standalone tool because it does come with your entry, take profit 1, 2, and 3, and your stop loss. But with the entry optimizer, it also has certain components that have order blocks. It has order block parameters. It also has the panel. See where the panel's at. You have the panel. I don't know why you can't see it, but it tells you order block information there. You have your ATR period, your average true range period, the source, open, high, low, close for, your average true range multiplier, and the sensitivity. All of this stuff can be customized based to your liking. These are the settings that I use personally. I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot this as well and add it to the group so you guys can see it. But mainly, if you just playing with the settings, you want to make sure that it isn't too choppy. Like here, you see how it's going from red to green, red to green, red to green. That's a little too choppy. You don't want to get caught in a lot of traps. So you got to kind of just play with the settings, especially depending on the time frame that you're in. Go to a lower time frame real quick. So let's show you what I mean about the settings. Let's go to ATR period. Let's change this to 10. Let's see what it does. Just play with it a little bit. Change it to 10. Notice the box got a little bit bigger. Change the multiplier to 5. See how you got a whole bunch of different zones, and it's too much. So this high, the lower you go. So let's go to 12. Watch how it gets a little bit cleaner. See, now it got a little bit cleaner. It's not a whole bunch of, even like this one right here. I want to kind of get rid of this one, but you want to catch this whole buy. This is a brief pullback. You don't want to get taken out of the trade. So let's see how we can get that to go down and get this out of the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the ATR multiplier down. Oh, sorry, up. When I went up, I'm at 12 at the multiplier, 12 ATR period. And it gave you that clean buy, clean sell, clean buy, clean sell, clean buy. So this is the settings that I would use on a 3-minute chart. Let's go to the 5. Didn't even know I was on the 3. Let's go to the 5. Clean buy, clean buys. Sell was short-lived, but it gave you another clean buy afterwards. Nice sell to the downside, even though it's short-lived, you're still in profit. You still got take profit 1 and 2. Great sell to the downside. You got a clean buy. It was short-lived, but that's a nice little profit right there. So the entry optimizer you can utilize as a standalone tool, but I like to use it as confirmations. Confirmations. So if we are trying to, where we at? We are in the New York session. We're looking for a trade. Notice the New York session gave a sell, right? The sell was in bias territory. Did you want to take this trade? You could have, based off of just the opening bell by itself. The more conservative way is to make sure that you are looking at all of your confirmations. So say, for instance, in this area, we are buying, right? We're buying outside the New York session zone. It is in green, you take the buy. New York session zone is a buy. The background is in green from the entry optimizer. Huge move to the upside. You get a buy, it's in green, you take the buy with confidence. You test the sale, you see the sale. If the sale comes in, you can take the sale based off the zone alone. But if you want double confirmation, you want to make sure that that sale comes in seller's territory. Here you have a sale, seller's territory, and it's sold, right? So you just want to use that as selling. You have seller's territory here. It's a sell, short-lived. You might have caught about 10 pips or so out of that. It was short-lived. But the buys, notice these buys. You're in buyer's territory. Do you take this buy? Of course you do. Straight to profit. Here, do you take this buy? Of course you do. You're straight to profit. You want to catch the retest? You're in buyer's territory. And in retest and buyer's territory, take the retest. Take the retest. This is the entry optimizer. So depending on what session you're using, any session can be used. You can utilize all of the sessions at one time and the entry optimizer to confirm, or you can utilize one session at a time, one tool at a time, and just use it as a standalone component to take the trade. So I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot these settings, and I'm gonna send it to you guys in the group. See you guys in the next video.